And hello, Astro friends. Melanie here with the Astro weather starting tomorrow, Tuesday, the 26th of September, until Monday, the 2nd of October. Yes, we are in autumn now. The equinox has happened on the 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you were on planet Earth at the time or still. And yes, we're in early Libra now. We're actually moving already into mid Libra, which starts on October 1st, 2nd. When is it exactly? But it is the second decade of Libra, the central part of Libra. I'm just checking at the same time. Yeah, October 3rd, actually, it starts just after this phase until the 12th of October. And then the 13th till the 22nd is the last phase of Libra. But now we're in the beginning of Libra, and that has also a Libra undertone. And so what stands out about that? It's really a shift, right? When we start into a new season, like in this case, autumn, the energy really shifts here on the West Coast. It has been very much timed with the calendar. It got almost instantly with the 23rd, it got cooler, windier, more air, more autumn wind kicking in after the last summery rays of warm sun. And now hopefully also with that, the inward turning. And as we're shifting into autumn and winter, this is the realm of the moon as the days are getting shorter than the nights. And we are also hopefully adapting to that with our sleep patterns, with our indoor-outdoor rhythm, and also cultivating more warmth from within as the outer air is getting cooler. So early Libra is a lot about balance, is a lot about relatedness. So and also right relatedness in equity, in balance, in harmony, in right proportion, right? So if you feel with certain people the relationship is not really balanced, you're not really happy about that, can you speak out? Can you bring that up? Or what is it that you need to do about it? This is also what Aries would say with the Aries Libra full moon, the main attraction this week, coming up on the 29th of September. That will be the last of 4 supermoons in a row, and it will be also the harvest moon because it's the moon, the full moon closest to the fall equinox. So a lot about this full moon coming up. The moon, as I said, will be in Aries. Now it's still in Aquarius, and the Aries moon will be not far from Chiron. So I show you the picture of that full moon. Here is the moon, Chiron, retro, and the north node even in Aries. While in Libra we have the sun, of course, sun, moon, opposition, full moon, and also Mars and the south node. So there's a lot of Libra Aries dynamic going on, and since the nodes are also involved, I would call it a pseudo eclipse, because when we have new moons or full moons that are aligned with the and significantly close to the nodal axis, that creates an eclipse. So it has a bit of an eclipse energy to it, with the emphasis on North Node in Aries. In other words, a new dynamic wants to start, and this wants to be also very healing, right? Chiron, and maybe also healing early wounds. Aries has to do with early in life, and also it has to do, of course, here in Canada, very timed with the Indigenous Day of the 30th of September, just after the harvest moon and full moon in Aries Libra. It has to do also with Indigenous cultures and with First People Aries, right? So Aries, who was here first? And wounds are showing up about this, especially with the Capricorn dynamic of capitalism and settler economy when it turned not, I don't want to condemn it as such, but of course its shadow has been exploitation of people, of the land, and not a responsible continuation of working with the nature and Mother Earth. So all of this is up on the table again as Aries, Libra also squares and T-squares Pluto in Capricorn. The very last year still substantially in Capricorn. So again, old modi operandi and old empire stratagems and dynamics need to really be going extinct and being part of the evolution that's currently happening. So releasing all this shadow quality about exploitation, whether your shadow has been to be on the exploiting end, including self-exploiting, and also whether you've been on the receiving end, right? So not continuing, perpetuating, being the victim of that and being in relationships like Libra, right, that are not treating you well. And with Libra, the question would be, yeah, what's your part in this? And with Aries, what do you need to do? So you come first. This is your life, says Aries. And step forward, be brave, be a warrior, be courageous, do what you need to do. And don't expect others to do that for you or sit on the fence and be in dysfunctional relationships too long. Yeah, so more about this Libra Aries dynamic, more from the Libra release side with the annular solar eclipse that's coming up. The next new moon will be on the 14th of October, end of Libra, and a lot about releasing of Libra shadow. As I said to a client this morning and lately, the metaphor I think is quite helpful to use from the Chinese world, where the south node is associated with a dragon's tail, south node currently in Libra. In other words, releasing and eliminating what we don't need about Libra, certain contracts, certain pleasing and compromising, sitting on a fence too long. Aries says, go into action, do something about it. And that's a dragon's mouth where fresh energy comes in. Step forward. Dragon energy comes in even more next year when we step into the year of the dragon. And as I understand, it's also in association with Aries. That'll be quite something. So, dragon as a powerful animal, not as that, demonic dragon as it's been portrayed in other contexts. Then, what is going on this week? Besides the harvest moon, which, as I said, is the main feature that we're building up to now. Also, September 28th, that's coming up on Thursday. Mercury in Virgo, yes, still in Virgo until early October. Seems to be there forever since end of July, and because of the retro phase. So Mercury is still in Virgo until October 4th and is now coming out of the post-retro shadow. So what is that? That's the last phase of the retro experience. In other words, now we are processing what we have learned from all this. Technically, what's the shadow? Some people are interested. That's the point when Mercury crosses over the degree of the zodiac where it turned retro in the first place, right? end of August, it turned retro there, end of Virgo, and now it comes to that same spot, leaves that whole retro loop arena in the zodiac. And so that can help us to integrate experiences from retro, in other words, also mentally specifically, and also when it came to our planning, our communication, our writing, where have we been overly Virgo attuned or captured by Mercury, by the trickster, when everything has turned into an issue, into a problem. We've become very critical, self-critical, but maybe also the theme where things were not aligned, right? And then what could you do about it? Where was communication really lacking or not really working well? And I'm thinking specifically of the Maui fires in that regard, right? Such a lack of organization and communication, right? That's all I'm saying here. Then yes, so Mercury comes out of that and will on October 2nd, when it's still at the end of Virgo, very end of Virgo, oppose Neptune retro in Pisces. So that is in a way the concluding transit of, no, actually there will be one more with Mercury in trine with Pluto before it goes out. And that's probably the following day, the 3rd of September, of October. Yes, it will be 3rd of October, Mercury will be in trine with Pluto, and then on the 4th, it goes out of Virgo into Libra. So there is still this theme is happening on it's on our minds, and it wants to be brought to our attention. And we want to turn our interest to it and discuss about it, where critically, but maybe constructively critically, and also seeing what we can do to make the world a better place, as so much is changing, as so much Pluto in Capricorn shadow is coming up, Neptune in Pisces, the world is chaotic, but at the same time, it's the invitation to tune into healing, into much better, higher vibrations, right? Not being so obsessed with the small stuff and with specific issues, when what would help to first tune up your energy, and then look what you can do and how you can resolve what's in front of you. So what comes up also in the end of Virgo, where Mercury is now, is themes of perfectionism and inadequacy. So the Virgo Libra cusp is a theme of perfect balance. Is everything in perfect balance? Can it ever be? Are your books balanced? Is your bank account balanced? Is your weight balanced? Is your lifestyle balanced? And what do you need to do? What do you need to do about it? And where can you actually also relax and let the universe, help you and help bring different energy into your life that naturally helps with new rhythm when things get out of balance. Then, yes, the supermoon, as I said. Then also the mid Libra. We're not going there yet. I put it, I put it already on the picture for this video, but we're only getting into the mid Libra with Aquarius undertone, as I said, on the 3rd next week. So we're still in double Libra. And what's going on with the moon? So the moon is now waxing towards the full moon, towards the supermoon, and it is in Aquarius currently today and tomorrow until 5:18 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday. Then in Pisces from Tuesday evening until Thursday evening. And we will definitely feel a shift when the moon goes into Aries on Thursday at 9:17 p.m. Pacific, gearing up for the supermoon in Aries the day after, right? Because it will be in early Aries, 6 degrees. And so now it's more like it's a preparation, a being open, and also receiving all the gifts of the harvest. And for one, as it's still in Aquarius, that has to do with community and with friends and with people whom you are like spirited. So, in that regard, the abundance of the harvest moon wants to be brought in through people, through energies, through different vibrations that have helped us navigate through the summer, especially when it got difficult with all the retro energy. And August has been really very challenging month actually. And then also the Aries moon, Aries supermoon as a harvest moon brings in the gift of the self, right? So, how have you in the last, let's say, over the last spring and summer, right? Because it's the harvest of the season. How have you grown? So, how have you become more true to yourself, more authentic? And this is time to express it and bring it into relationships. Also, I'd like to point out that on the 29th, when the supermoon, harvest moon happens, will be the day of the archangels. So that's the Catholic tradition, celebrates the archangels Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael, and some add more angels. These are the three most important and traditional angels. So, like when you think of Archangel Michael, in a way, actually quite Aries like, because that's a warrior energy. And in this case, fighting with a dragon, interestingly, right? But maybe the dragon has to do with inner monsters, inner demons, or it can have to do with outer world as well. And Michael is very much good and evil oriented. So to release all sorts of contracts would be the Libra side with low vibrational and destructive energies that are not good for you, that you don't want to be in relationship with, and that doesn't have to be anything personal. So yeah, so what else is going on this week? Yes, we're still in the retro record early fall now, which continues throughout October because only one planet goes out of retro to direct in the next while, and that will be Pluto on October 10th. And then Saturn will be only early November coming out of retro. But until Pluto goes direct, we'll still have 6 planets retro. And that's Jupiter, Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And so it's still a lot of processing of the old and also of old patterns where we have maybe also internalized certain conditioning and projected certain themes like authority, power, Saturn, Pluto, right? Or healing onto the outer world and onto them. But it's really also a lot is going on inside of us, and we need to honor that and work with that. So it's a good time to do that, to release all sorts of old dynamics and regenerate. And so this is it for today. Now it's 3:30 p.m. and I am signing off and wish you a beautiful week building up to the harvest moon. See you beyond it. Or you see me here, or maybe see each other in person. Again, all the there's in the description, there's articles posted, lots of resources. Just check it out down below. And you might want to subscribe if you like it. Take care. Bye.